We don't practice because someone makes us practice. We don't practice for fame or glory. We don't practice to impress anyone or make us feel better about ourselves. We certainly don't practice for money. We practice because we yearn to connect. Connect to the ancestors that built this. Connect to the modern geniuses that inspire us. Connect to our city and our scene and the listeners in the back of the room. But mostly we want to connect to that spark that lives deep within all of us. That spark that wants to be fire. We practice every day to clear a path for that spark. Let's practice together. Welcome to the Daily Guided Practice Session. Let's start with our chromatic scale, 88 beats per minute. Let's get to work. What's up, y'all? Adam Maness here. We're practicing today. So get to your instrument. Make sure you can hear me. Make sure you can hear yourself. I'll turn my handy overhead. Look at that. We're practicing a super cool, easy chord substitution, the tritone sub. So we'll talk about it. Just getting warmed up. Gonna be working on tritone subs. Super easy concept to get you where you need to go. It's cold in my house already. String together some stuff here. We'll just give it a minute. Let me know where you're practicing today. We'll give it another couple minutes as the room fills up. Warm up on some tritone subs. There it is. Cold. Hope everybody's doing well today. Cool. Let's get to it, shall we? Welcome to today's guided practice session. My name is Adam Madison. Today we are practicing, I think, one of the most fundamental ways to get around some functional harmonies. One of the first ways that we can use to go outside any given set of changes to add some tension to our playing, and all in a way that's kind of very simple to understand. It's the tritone substitution, also called the tritone sub. And it's a really basic way to add a little flavor, a little caliente to your improvisation. So we're going to be dealing with just a straight up B flat blues today. And I'm going to go over exactly what a tritone sub is and how we can play over it. That's often, I think, a way that is it's not used enough. It's like, how can we actually use the tritone sub in a way that sounds good as we're going to our target chord? So what is a tritone sub? So let's say that we're going to the chord of E flat. Let's say we're going to go to E flat 7. This is our target, right? So we have maybe a 2-5 to E flat 7, or maybe just a 5, right? B flat 7 to E flat. So B flat 7 here, we can keep everything that's important about this chord exactly the same, but if we change the root from B flat to the tritone away, in this case E, right, the tritone is the flat 5 away, right? So if the fifth of B flat is F, it's that flatted fifth. E is our tritone away, right? Everything else kind of stays the same. The important bits about B flat 7, which are the shell, right? The third and the seventh, D and A flat. Notice what happens when we replace B flat with its tritone sub of E, but we leave the shell the same, the third and the seventh. Right, that third and seventh of B flat, the D and the A flat, become the seventh and third of E, right? E7 of E mixolydian. It has the same shell, it's just inverted, it's just flipped. So there's a really close relationship here between B flat 7, right, B flat dominant, and E dominant, right? So we can, at any time, substitute E7 for that B flat 7. So instead of B flat 7 going to E flat, we can do E7 going to E flat. Now, you might notice that that's also just a half step above our target, right? Which is an easy thing to remember. That we don't have to like do a bunch of math. We can just slide into our target chord from a half step above, from a dominant chord a half step above. And we know that dominant chord a half step above is very, very closely related to our target's actual 5 chord, its actual dominant chord, right? So if we have a 2-5 to E flat, right? 2-5-1 to E flat, that's F minor 7, B flat 7 to E flat. And we'll do E flat dominant because we're doing a blues today. Right, so F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat 7. That's our 2-5 to E flat. We can sub out that 5 chord, so we can go F minor 7, E7 to our target of E flat 7. Right? Super easy. We can also sub out the 2 chord. So instead of F minor 7, we can do the tritone sub of that, which is B minor 7, right? B is the tritone of F. It's also, this would be the 2 of a 2-5 if E is now our 5, right? B minor 7 to E7. It's like a 2-5 to A, but it's instead of going to A, we go to E flat, right? So instead of F minor 7, B flat 7, we can either go F minor 7, E7 to E flat, or we can sub out the whole thing and do B minor 7, E7 to E flat, right? This is the very most basic chord substitution, the easiest chord substitution we can do. So let's take a look at a B flat blues and see what this looks like in the real world. So here's just a basic B flat blues form. So I've put in some 2-5-1s that you often hear going to our various landmarks here. So we have our 1 chord, right? So normally you might hear someone do a 2-5 to this 4 chord, F minor 7, B flat 7 to E flat, right? But we can sub that out using B minor 7 to E flat. And back to the 1. Now, just as you might hear then a 2-5 going to the 2 chord, right? That D minor 7, G7, C minor 7, you can tritone sub out that 2-5. So again, G7, which is our 5 chord going to C minor 7, we can do the tritone sub of that, which is D flat. And again, a half step above our target here. Woo, so nice. So, and we can do that whole 2-5. So A flat 7, D flat 7 to C minor. And then instead of our 5 chord F7 to B flat, we can tritone sub out. We can either do C minor for a bar, then B7 for a bar, right? Just completely sub out that 5 for the tritone sub, or we can put the 2 in front of it. We can add a new 2. Isn't that great? And then I just put a bunch of tritone subs here on the turnaround. Instead of G7, D flat 7. Instead of C minor, G flat 7. You know, pretty typical stuff. But this work here, and we're going to go through it very simply and very slowly, this work of superimposing these substitutions in the chord change and going to our major landmark chord symbols here, this is like some of the best work to get you going, playing outside of the changes, adding tension. That's how you should think about it. It's not so much taking it out, but I'm adding tension here. So I know one of the first questions I'm going to get here in the chat is, well, does the bass player need to go with me? Do I need to inform anybody of this happening? If I'm playing saxophone, does the pianist need to do it? Well, so ideally, a bassist and a pianist or a guitarist or vibes player that's listening can go with you, but it doesn't actually matter. Remember, these are little moments of tension that only happen for a second or two, and so they don't need to be everybody's on the same page at all times. In fact, having a little tension, even amongst the musicians playing, can be kind of cool. And we all resolve to the same place. You know, as long as that happens, we're all good. We're all good. So it's a really cool way to, like I said, add tension for just a moment. And it doesn't matter what the bass player's doing, really. If they go with you, cool. If not, also okay. Perfectly fine. So don't be shy with trying these things. Okay. One of the big mistakes when we practice these tritone subs that I hear is people trying to do too much with them almost, right? Where you're trying to like put a bunch of alterations on them or make it super slick. The secret to these things is that you don't have to do very much. The fact that you're superimposing this harmony over these chord changes, that tells you all you need to know, and you don't have to do a lot. So if I'm doing these, you know, if I take a chorus here, when I get to this first one, I don't need to like do a bunch of crazy alterations on the E7 or anything. I can literally just spell out what's going on. Like that's the most basic, that's the corniest thing I could have possibly played. But you know what I mean? I don't have to do much. So what I want you to do as we practice this today, we'll go slow. I want you to just practice playing as simply and melodically as possible, not altering any of these dominant chords. So when you see E7, when you see B minor 7 and E7, that's all E mixolydian, right? That's all in that A major tonal center, right? So I want you to think about those shapes. Like you don't have to think about all these crazy 2-5 things that you might do. Adding flat 9s or sharp 11s or anything like that. Keep it diatonic. It's doing the work for you. You don't have to do anything else. It's going to sound tense. And once you kind of master that, then you can practice maybe adding a bunch of crazy stuff. But at first, just get used to playing diatonically over these subs. So when you see this B7, B minor 7, work out the melodic parts of this that are diatonic. Again, if I'm taking a chorus, that's as simple as I can get, just that, or whatever I did, but it was just an idea that went with the flow. I changed that scale I was using to that E7, that mixolydian scale going to the E flat 7, and that's all I needed to do. I don't need to get super fancy with it. Just follow some basic rules. So one of the things that you can work on, like if you really want to get into this, is practice mixing up scale things, right? Stepwise scale things with broken chords diatonically, right? So whatever I have here in this B minor 7, I have all of these options. Broken 7th chords diatonically. They're all good. practice using those again. That sounds awesome. That sounds great. That's all I need. Same thing here, going into the 2 chord. By the way, you can do this on the regular diatonic changes too. It sounds great. That's all we want out of this. This is the things that we have to get right before we start going crazy. So I'm super stoked about this. By the way, if you want to go deeper onto these kinds of things, onto superimposing chord changes, we love to offer you something to go deeper. Today, you can save $30 on my course Lead Sheet Breakdown, where I go through all these different forms, right? All these different kinds of tunes, and break it down on how you can do substitutions, different kinds of voicings, all that kind of stuff. So go check that out. Oh, sorry, $10. So the course is only $37. That's the deal today. It's a cheap course, but you can get in today. Follow the link here. Ian's going to put it in the chat. Let's get practicing. Yo. There's the link. So only $37 today. Lead sheet breakdown, where I do a lot of this on some very famous standards and teach you how to break down your own lead sheets. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's just practice. Hold on. Let's put a little something here. Let's just practice. I'm going to do a little bit of restriction. Let's just practice the very first one. Don't do any of the others. I want you to just focus on doing the B minor 7 E7 going to the 4 chord. Just practice that at first. Right, that's the only one I want you to work on. Let's do it. We'll add the others here in a minute, but let's just take a few choruses at that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I got the bass line for you. How about another? I'll go with you. All right, let's add in that second one, the A flat 7, D flat 7 to the 2 chord. Again, it doesn't matter if I do this with you. In fact, I'm going to not do it just a couple times so you can hear it. You got this one here. Whew. All right, let's do all of these subs. All of the subs. One more time here. One more time. Whew. Isn't that fun? Okay, let's do another play along in B flat. We're going to do one more key after this where we're just going to kind of go blind, and I want you to practice coming up with the subs on your own. But for this next play along, I want you to practice either doing the 2 chord that's diatonic or the 2 chord that is part of the sub. In other words, when we get to this first tritone substitution here, B minor 7, E7, you can either do the B minor 7, E7 as we were just doing, or you can do, I want you to practice going F minor 7 to E7. Again, you don't need to do anything special to the E7. I want you to practice doing broken 7th chords over that diatonically, right? E mixolydian or scales. But it needs to be basic. So again, if I was doing this, the first part of this changes here, using the F minor 7 to E7 change, it would sound like this. Did you get that? That's just a E7, E9 going down there. Hey. Nothing special. You don't have to put any alterations. You don't have to do any fancy pentatonics. You just have to outline the chord diatonically or with a scale. And that could be any broken 7th chord in that mode, right? It works so well. I implore you to try it. So practice switching between using the natural 2 of the 2/5 so that you get this nice chromatic movement, right? Or using the sub 2. So that you get that way out, like, whoa, movement. Practice going between those two. See if you can, we have 3 subs listed here. See if you can just practice using both of those options. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Wherever you want. It doesn't matter what I do. You got this. Sounds good either way. And again, if it clashes, that's okay too. It's part of the tension. We're resolving in the same place. One more time. One more time with this concept. What if you switched it? What if you used the sub 2, but the natural 5? Let's try that. That's actually a great idea. So something to practice. I love this restricted practice where we just give ourselves some rules as we go through this, and then we try to hit those rules on a couple of choruses. So we were just trying to keep the natural 2 of the 2/5, like F minor 7 to E7. What if we did the opposite and we did the sub 2, like B minor 7 to B flat 7 to E flat? Let's try doing that. We'll try doing the first sub, the sub of the minor 7 chord, and then we'll do sort of the natural 5 to our target. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Doesn't matter what I do, it's going to sound good either way. Or tense either way. So good there. Here too. One more time. You got it. You got it. we go. All right. Let's do this. Let's change keys real quick. We'll do one more play along. Hey, if you like this kind of substitution work or just dealing with chord changes or options over it, just hit the like button now so we know we want to offer the best stuff we can here for our YouTube folks. So just smash that like button is what they say. And then also we're offering lead sheet breakdown where I do this over in a whole course for only $37 today for our YouTube folks. If you want to get in on Open Studio for the first time, you probably won't regret it. It's a great price for this course, so check that out. It's right there in the chat. And let's do the key of F. We'll do a blues in F. You got this. It's just a blues in F, right? Same form as we were just doing, but a fifth up. So let's just think about what are our tritone subs for our major landmarks here in F. So we have our 1 chord, right? F7 to our 4. So normally the 2-5 going to the 4 would be C minor 7, F7, B flat, right? That's the 4 chord. That's bar 5, correct? So what is that tritone sub of this 2-5? Right? Well, the tritone of F is B7, and the 2 of this, if this were a 5, would be F sharp. Right? So that would be our first tritone sub. So we have F7 to start, B flat 7 there, then bar 2. And then F minor 7, B7, going to the 4 chord, B flat. Then F7. Okay, now our target note here is the 2, right? So what do we need to go? What's our tritone? Well, first of all, what's the 5 of the 2? It's D7. So normally we would go A minor 7, D7 to G minor 7 is on bar 9 here. What is the tritone of that? Right, the tritone of D7 is A flat 7, right? Same shell, and the 2 of that would be E flat 7. So we'd use E flat minor 7, A flat 7 going to G minor 7. And our tritone of C of our 5 going to F is G flat, right? So we would use D flat minor 7, G flat, right? We're just doing a 2, 5 in the tritone to our 1 chord. And then we could do that kind of thing there. But let's try it. Let's see if we can feel our way through. We'll go even slower so that, because we don't have any music, I want you to really try to figure this out using just what we just did, our knowledge of intervals, our ear, so that we know that the tritone going, first of all, it's easy to think about it like this too. Whatever our target note is, we can use the dominant chord a half step up. That's the first like ding light bulb moment that we can use. And then we can just add a 2 chord to that. So if we're going to B flat 7, we know that B7 would work as our tritone sub, and we can just put a 2 chord on that, right? So we just put the minor 7 chord a 4th below. Bam, we got it. Let's give it a go. F blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. F sharp minor, B7, B flat. E flat minor 7, A flat 7, G minor 7. D flat minor 7, G flat 7, F. Let's try it again. B7 here, B flat. E flat minor 7, A flat 7 to our 2 chord. D flat minor 7, G flat 7. Stop. Okay, again, let's not get too complicated with this. We want to spell it out by using broken 7th chords and scales. So think about that. When we go to our F sharp minor 7, I want you to think, how simple can I make this? How easy on myself can this be? So instead of trying to be super slick with this and scrunch your nose up and trying to be cool, just think about how easy can I make this on myself, because it's doing all the cool work for you. Try it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. I'm going to ignore this. I'm I'm just going to play regular. Listen how it sounds when I just stay diatonic and you play these changes. Doesn't sound bad, right? One more. Here we go. Thank you so much. If you want to go for a deeper dive, check out the special offer in the chat. We like to do this on every session. We have tons of courses, and today only $10 off this already pretty affordable course, $37 for lead sheet breakdown, where we go on a very deep dive on some jazz standards doing just this. Thank you so much for your practice today. This is one of the most fun things to do, I think, is to just practice superimposing different ideas, different changes over a set of chord changes. It's what makes, first of all, playing the piano so great, is because we get to hear and see that very easily. But I encourage you to really take to heart what I was saying about, like, these substitutions do the work for you. You don't have to do anything special. You just have to, like, lay in the pocket, set a good groove, play very simply, and it's going to sound good, right? You can kind of set it and forget it kind of thing. So have fun with this. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah. Good to see everybody. What's up, Lawrence from London? What's up, Chris from Toronto? Give me a shout out where you are in the world. What's up, Peter Martin with that NOLA ending? I don't know. What's up, Lucas? Thank you, Johnny B. What's up, Gavin from Mozambique? Jose says, greet me, please. Greeted. What's up, Kenton? Yo, Ming, yo. No, Mark, not the Yellow Submarine. What's up, Charles? Good to see everybody. Let me know where you're practicing today. Thank you so much for practicing. Oh, Kenton's in Vancouver Island. Super jealous about that. Let me know if you have any questions about this technique. It's an easy thing to do, like literally easy, but it's really fun. Cool. Thanks, everybody. Danny, Fort Myers, very exotic indeed. John from Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you, John, for joining us. Cool. Hey, all of you joining us live, come back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on this YouTube channel. We're going live again. We go live a lot around here at Open Studio. I don't know if you know that or not, but we're live quite a bit. Tonight, Peter Martin and I are listening to Cannonball and Nancy Wilson. Nancy Wilson with Cannonball Adderley, one of the great records of all time. It's going to be a really fun, easy listen, so come join us for that. It's going to be super, super cool. So, again, Ian's going to put this link to the new course right here in the chat, and is also in the description if this is up later. So check that out. I think you're going to like that lead sheet breakdown. It just goes over exactly what to do when you get a lead sheet, how to approach the harmony, how to approach the melody, how to do basic chord voicings, how to do basic substitutions. It's really, really a pretty comprehensive course as far as how to do exactly what we were just doing today. Yeah, Chris, today was a little more advanced for beginners for sure. Thanks, Ann from Germany. Thanks, Jerome. We love them too. We're having a good time. What's up, Nicholas from Austin? Yeah, we can do even more advanced chord subs next time because you can get pretty freaky with this. Ooh, Jim Hall, Bernie Kessel. Listening session would be fun. Oh, thanks, Noriko. Yeah, subs, like these tritone subs, it's a really simple thing once you kind of get it. But Noriko, you're living like daily with the jazz piano stuff right now. I know it. So this is all on the tip of, and you too, Danny, like y'all are with me in this where we're here every day doing it. So cool, y'all. Well, this was fun. Again, if you like things like chord substitutions and you want to see more, hit the like button so Ian knows what you like, and we'll do more of these live than less. It's always important. So if this was something that you would like to see more of, hit that like button. And until next time, happy practicing. Thanks, everybody. Take care.